Tonight I'm going to go through these stones and give them a try. These come from sharpeningsupplies.com, obviously. I got 3 grits, 220, 1K, 6K. I spoke to these guys through email before I made the purchase, asking questions about these stones versus the Arkansas stones that the Arkansas Water stones that I purchased from them. I was trying to find out if these get muddy like those stones. I got an answer I wasn't too satisfied with, basically about how all stones release grit, blah blah blah. So the guy, whoever was answering, was avoiding my question to a point, but after several more emails, he finally said they are not as friable as a Norton Water stone, but they're not as hard as, say, a Sharpening Pro stone. He put them kind of on par with Nanawa, what was it, the Nanawa Super Stones. So he put them on par with those in terms of hardness and friability. So I'm going to give them a run for their money, see how they work out. I'm going to use the Spyderco Salt that JT sent me. It's in need of a sharpening pretty badly. So we're going to use that for the test bed and go through all these stones and see how they work out. So stick around. I've had these stones soaking for about an hour now, and the 1000 grit is still absorbing water. There is still bubbles coming out of it. It's crazy. From what I understand, these are a vitrified bond and they can be left perma-soaked. Hopefully by the time I am done with this stone, that one will be ready, but we shall find out. Now this is the 220 grit. Again, these stones come from sharpeningsupplies.com. This is their, I guess, their name brand flagship models. I don't know, whatever you want to call them. They are exclusive to that company. I've got a real strong feeling these are made by the same people who made those Arkansas Water stones. It was RH Preyda. They just look, feel, and I'm betting they're going to shed grit the same way. We shall soon find out. You know, I probably should have tested this edge first. That's all right. I could tell you right off the bat, this thing is not holding water well. But it's cutting like a demon. I've got a burr already on that side. And this thing is shedding grit pretty quickly. And I've got a burr on this side. So I'm going to do a little back and forth, break the burr off. And we'll check on that 1K stone. See if it's ready for us. If not, I may have to postpone things for I don't know, 30 more minutes or so and come back when it's ready. It's a very porous stone. Pretty much all the water I'm putting on it's just going right through. Someone made mention in another video about this problem, and if there's not some sort of solution to it by applying like a lacquer to the sides and the bottom of the stone. And yes, that is a very viable solution. Ordinarily what I would do is just use my sharpening pond. That way I can just keep splashing water on it and not have to worry about it. But because of the height of my camera versus that water pond, it gets a funny angle that I'm not a fan of, so I don't use it very often. But these would be definitely excellent contenders to use that. Anyway, I'm pretty much done with this stone. I'm going to I still see bubbles coming, so I'm going to give that 1K a little bit longer and we'll come back hopefully when it's ready. Now, although there's water still bubbling up from this, it looks like it's actually holding on the surface pretty well, so I'm going to give this a try right now just to see how it works out. After the feel of that 220 stone, I can pretty confidently say I'm sure these are coming from RH Preyda. Now whether they're made from the same novaculite material is up for debate. Not really sure what the whole point of that is anyway, but they're shedding grit, at least at 220, very similarly to the other Arkansas water stones. They've got the same feel, the same feedback, and the same grit release. And if you remember, or if you've seen that video, I was not happy with how friable those stones were. The slurry that they developed was kicking back onto my edge, dulling it. I've got a burr pretty much on this entire knife. I'm going to concentrate on that tip just a little more. That looks pretty good. Choil area needs a little work. These are definitely friable. They said they're not as friable as the Norton Water stones. I would beg to differ. I'd say they're right on par with the Norton Water stone. The sweet thing about these stones, though, is the place that I purchased them from, which is sharpeningsupplies.com. They have a 90-day money-back guarantee, even on used sharpening stones. You can't beat that. You use the stone, you realize you don't like it, you can turn around and send it right back, which may happen with these stones if they continue to behave like those Norton Water stones. I'll tell you once I get on that 6K and see what the polish looks like. If it's hazy and funky, then yeah, these might be going back. I've got a burr right here, but it looks like I missed the apex, so I went back over it just to make sure. It's just the lighting, I suppose. I'm all done. This is the final stone, 6,000 grit. Well, right off the bat, it's not as friable, and it looks like it's given a little bit of a polish so far. I'm not sure how well H1 polishes up, but I know I've seen pictures of it with nice edges. So we shall see how this turns out. I can tell you also that it's polishing pretty similarly to those Arkansas stones. It's got a hazy finish. I started to see a little bit of luster come through, but that was deceptive. It's just a little less hazy than it was before. sure how well you guys will see this. I'll try to show you. For a 6K stone, there's not much polish. There's not much luster. It's kind of hazy. Just like those Arkansas stones. You know, I'm going to think about this. Do I want to keep these stones? Or send them back and get something I'll actually use? Because once I get a few sessions on these, I can tell you right now, I'll never use them again. I don't like the polish. I don't like the friability. I don't like the softness. I don't like how long they take to soak. There's not much I can say about these stones as positive, other than, well, they sharpen. So for the sake of argument, I'm going to give this 4 quick strops just to clean up any burr that's remaining. Like Harbor Freight changed their paper. It's no longer that phone book feeling kind of stuff, but almost has a magazine paper feel to it. Alright, the edge is there. It's not spectacular, but it did the job. Reprofiled the knife, it did sharpen it. The polish is shit. This side brightened up a little bit with the strops. So it's sharp all around. Not a bad edge. Nothing to scoff at. Show you guys what it looks like. Now, of course, I didn't spend a whole lot of time polishing it, so it's not going to have like a true mirror finish. Not that these stones are capable of that, but just an FYI, there's going to be a lot of scratches. But given what little bit I did do, it's got a little bit of luster. not terrible, but not spectacular. You think, oh wow, that looks really good, but keep in mind I'm holding it in the right light to showcase what it looks like. If I turn it just a little bit, you can see the haziness of it. I went back over the edge with the Spyderco medium and ultrafine just very quickly. I didn't do a lot of work on it, but I did a little bit. Take some of those scratches out and give it a little bit of a better polish. The edge is definitely noticeably sharper. So it's got a high luster now, at least much higher than where it was. Those Spyderco ceramics really put a nice polish on a knife. I did fix the tip as well. I no longer have that, I don't know what it was, the little nip that was happening in the front. I was considering contacting sharpeningsupplies.com and sending these stones back and maybe returning them for another set of stones or store credit, something along those lines. I think instead what I'm going to do is a giveaway. I'm going to give these 3 stones away. I haven't figured out how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to make another video, declare the rules and all that fun stuff, and then let you guys enter to win. I think that's probably going to be the best thing to do with these. Somebody else can get some use out of them. They do polish, they do sharpen a knife, so you know, disregarding my own personal preferences, there's nothing really wrong with the stones per se. They just aren't the type of stone that I personally like. So you know, if you don't have a solid set of stones or you want to try something new, this might be your chance. So look forward to that video. I'm not sure when I'm going to release it or when I'm going to do it, but it's going to be here very soon, probably in the next week or so. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you watching. If you have any questions or comments, as always, leave them below. Y'all have a good one.